Oh, Jesus.
Get that on video?
Yes, I did.
Throughout time, war has been the fastest form of social change. There are 8 major theories on war. One being the psychology theory, arguing that human beings are inherently violent. This violence suppressed in normal society and is released by war. Anthropological theory states that war is a fundamental culture learned through nurture, not nature. The sociology theory is in 2 parts. Primacy of domestic politics sees war as a product of domestic conditions. Primacy of foreign politics approach sees that war is a product of statesmen and geopolitics. The Malthusian theory states that war is caused by expanding populations and limited resources. The information theory states that war is caused by a lack of information. If both sides knew the outcome of war, neither would fight, the loser would merely surrender. The economic theory states that war is an outgrowth of the economic competition system. In this view, war begins as a pursuit of new markets of natural resources and wealth. The political science theory argues that the motivation for war in the first place is to strive for military and economic power or security. The Marxist theory argues war grows out of class war. Wars are a natural outgrowth of free market and class system and will not disappear until a world revolution occurs. The effects of war on people are death, injury, destruction of property, territorial changes, liberation, the restructure of political and economic systems, and the increased or decreased probability of future armed conflicts.
Oh my God, I got that one. Another one. Hold on.
To this day, the best example of war and social change is World War II.
Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party promoted the idea that German people were superior to others. This prejudice against other people led to many of the horrific acts of the war. Only a short time after Adolf Hitler became the German Chancellor, head of the government, in 1933, he created new policies to purge German culture of what he called bad influences. The most savage of Hitler's policies was his program to kill all people he judged racially inferior. The isolation and mass murder of these people has become known as the Holocaust.
Das, was hier steht, ist keine Reden.
Hitler targeted Slavs, Gypsies, the mentally ill, and other non-Germanic people. But the Jews were at the top of his list.
During the Holocaust, Hitler killed 250,000 mentally and physically disabled people, 500,000 Gypsies, and over 6 million Jews.
The Nazis killed millions with deadly efficiency. When they were no longer able to work, prisoners were marched into gas chambers. Their bodies were burned in crematoria, or vast furnaces, and their ashes were scattered.
The crematoria were going day and night. These gas chambers were going day and night. During the day, there was just black smoke coming out that you saw, and when the wind was in the direction of the camp, the ashes fell down mixed with small splinters of bone.
Though the Nazi forces were a powerful military force, the Allied forces of the United States, France, Britain, and the Soviet Union were stronger. Allied troops cut through German defenses in 1945. The Nazis wanted to destroy all people they thought were different, but they failed. The Holocaust is a reminder of how inhumanity can reach deadly proportions, and a warning that it should never happen again.
On February 19, 1942, soon after the beginning of World War II, Franklin D. Roosevelt signed Executive Order 9066. The evacuation order commenced the roundup of 120,000 Americans of Japanese heritage to one of 10 internment camps officially called relocation centers in California, Idaho, Utah, Arizona, Wyoming, Colorado, and Arkansas.
During the war, women filled many traditional male roles.
With the advent of World War II, overnight San Diego became the nation's largest aircraft manufacturing center. San Diego was transformed into a 24-hour-a-day metropolis. Aviation industry workers poured into the city from across the nation. Women streamed into San Diego factories, quickly assuming roles formerly reserved for men. The term Rosie the Riveter was coined at the Consolidated Aircraft Corporation, marking the first time women were admitted to mechanical classes in the nation's history. San Diego's Rosies helped Consolidated produce almost 11,000 aircraft in 1943 alone. The Army took over operations of the airport in 1942, improving runways and taxiways to accommodate the heavy bombers being produced at the nearby Consolidated Aircraft factory. At war's end, San Diego companies refocused on the commercial air transportation market.
The Tuskegee Airmen were dedicated, determined young men who enlisted to become America's first black military airmen at a time when there were many people who thought that black men lacked intelligence, skill, and courage and patriotism.
The story of the Tuskegee Airmen is of great importance in this country, but it did not get in the history books. So young people today know very little, sometimes absolutely nothing, about this event that took place now over 60 years ago. But the achievements of the Tuskegee Airmen during World War II brought about major changes in this nation.
The people that caused in 1947 President Truman to integrate the military, and also for the great integration that we enjoy today from the ethnic standpoint, is because that people saw that the Tuskegee Airmen could do it, so why couldn't everybody do it in the military world as well as the civilian world?
We have examined examples of how World War II brought about social change, the tragedy of the Holocaust, the discrimination of the Japanese internment, advancements for women in the world of work due to Rosie the Riveter, and new roles in society for blacks thanks to the Tuskegee Airmen.